Hey YouTube, Geminijets 2000 here, coming at you with a Boston airport update. This one was one of the first ones requested. And sorry it's been a little while since the last update, but this one, I set it up actually last week, got the schedule, I've just been waiting to film it. I mean, not that I've been waiting, I've just been busy. But I finally have some time. Yeah, this Boston is pretty realistic, got all the terminals, pretty much all the routes. Yeah, I don't have any accessories in it. They're all sitting right here because I didn't want to put this update off anymore. I just wanted to get it out for you guys. A few new models. I wish I had more JetBlues just to make it, like realistic. But I only have 6 JetBlues, but then I threw in a few other like deceased airlines or planes that don't normally come to America, like this E190 here operating for JetBlue aircraft. So that's what I did to kind of fill in some of the gaps. But yeah, so let's just get started here. I'll start off with Terminal A. That's the Delta terminal here. The Deltas, and I made the schedule last week, so it's basically a week old, but I'm sure not that much has changed. For Delta, here is an A319 heading out to Tampa. They usually use A320s on that route. Here's an A330-300 heading out to Amsterdam. Empty gate here for the wide body. They get rid of that gate. Here's a 767-300ER heading out to Atlanta. Empty gate 757-200 heading out to LAX. Another 757-200 heading out to San Francisco. That one is fictional. I just wanted to have this route in there. I mean, not that it's fictional, it's just not operating right now due to COVID, but normally non-COVID would be a 7572 to San Francisco. Then right here is a 737-900ER, which is heading out to Minneapolis and came in from Detroit. Got an empty gate there, some empty gates here. 737-800, the jet bridge fell over. Let me grab it. Had just actually had about enough jet bridges for the whole airport, except the Concourse E, the international terminal. But yeah, 737-800 and A321. The 800 is heading out to Seattle, Tacoma. And the A321 is just on an Atlanta long turn. Then right here's an A320, which is heading out to Orlando and came in from Fort Lauderdale. And another 737-900ER, which is heading out to Salt Lake City. And right here's an E170, which is going to be heading out to LaGuardia and came in from Nashville. They're also operating Raleigh, Durham, and JFK. But those are all the Delta routes that they're actually currently operating. Kind of sad because they would normally operate also to Cincinnati, Fort Myers, Las Vegas, London, Miami, JFK, LaGuardia, Paris, Raleigh, San Francisco. As I said, with that one would normally be operating. It's not currently operating. West Palm Beach, and they have seasonal service to Aruba, Cancun, Dublin, Lisbon, Montego Bay, Nassau, Punta Cana, and then Rome is going to be beginning in the next summer. But yeah, those are all routes that just aren't operating right now because of COVID. And then there's also a bunch of Delta connection routes that aren't operating right now. I'll just show you the schedule. These are the ones that aren't operating for Delta connections. So you can see Buffalo, Charleston, O'Hare, Cleveland, Columbus, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Kansas City. Memphis is beginning in October. Milwaukee, Newark, Norfolk, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Richmond, Washington National. With the terminals, they're all pretty realistic. This one is full gate count. This one, I didn't have enough room, so I'm like 1 gate shy. This one was all the gates. Same with this here. This one, I think I was 2 gates shy, just not long enough. The board ran out of room. And then the Terminal C is full size, and Terminal E is a little too small. But yeah, so pretty close actually on the terminals. Right here in the B concourse, we have an Air Canada CRJ 705. They use the E170s, and he is heading out to Montreal, and he arrived in from Toronto. Yeah, on to American here. They're parking the B concourse. We have an A321 right here. It's going to be heading out to Charlotte. Then right here is a 737-800 heading out to O'Hare and is in from Miami. Some empty gates here. Another A321 going to be heading out to Philadelphia. A319 Going to be heading out to DCA, Washington National. Empty gates, E170. Actually, I'll put the better light on this side. And he is heading out to Raleigh-Durham and riding from JFK. They also operate a bunch of regional routes which aren't operating right now. Not a bunch, not as many as Delta, but Harrisburg, Indianapolis, LaGuardia. I think LaGuardia is still operating. Rochester, Syracuse, and DCA. And seasonal service to Wilmington. And here's an A321. This is the new NG1. And he's going to be heading out to LAX. This flight was actually canceled. But yeah, it came in from Phoenix, but the outbound's canceled to LAX. At least it was canceled a week ago, most of the days. And here is a American 737-800 going to be heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth. American also operates JFK and LaGuardia with mainline, Austin, London Heathrow are beginning in October, Cancun, Grand Cayman, Nassau, Montego Bay, Punta Cana, Providenciales, Jackson Hole begins in December. So those are the routes that they're not operating right now due to COVID. On to the United gates. There's actually no 757s right now, but I wanted to throw both these in there because they're beautiful models. During normal times, they would get 757s on San Francisco, at least, and I think LAX. But right here is a 757-200 for United. And he's going to be heading out to San Francisco. Right now, there's just 737-900s and 800s, but yeah, they used to have 757s to San Francisco. Here's another 752. This is another new model. I wasn't going to substitute this one, but I wanted to put these two next to each other. This is the Her Art New York and Her Art California, heading out to Chicago. Routes normally on A319 or 737 right now. Here's a 737-800 heading out to Denver. Another 737-800 heading out to Los Angeles, LAX, long term. And right here is another 737-800, this one in a new livery, heading out to Newark. And here's a Boutique Air Plaza PC-12. This is Shapeways one. It is a PC-12. This is the gate they park at, I guess. He heads out to Messina, or MSS. Then there's A319 that would normally operate the O'Hare flight. But now onto the other B gates. There's two more United gates here. Another 738. And he's going to be heading out to... figure out what route I didn't say. I feel like I got all of them. Well, they essentially say 8s to Chicago. Chicago, Denver, San Francisco, and Washington Dulles. I might have forgot that one. And Newark. Then right here is 737-900 heading out to Houston. Onto the Southwest here, they're kind of crunched in at the end. But we have a 737 700 here, which is going to be heading out to Chicago Midway. And an 800 here heading out to Nashville and from Baltimore. Sorry, these guys are kind of flipped on their tail. Another 800 heading out to Denver, and a 700 heading out to St. Louis. Those are the only routes they're flying right now. They normally operate Columbus, Fort Lauderdale, and Houston Hobby also. And seasonal service to Austin, Dallas Love, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Orlando, Tampa, and New Orleans. Next two gates here are for Alaska. 738 right here, 737 is going to be heading out to San Francisco and is in from San Diego. 737-900 here heading out to Portland and is in from Seattle. Spirit, they got a good amount of flights out of here. There's all A320s or A321s, no A319s, but here's a 19. Filling in for A320 heading out to Myrtle Beach, and he came in from San Juan. They are also currently operating flights to Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, Las Vegas, Orlando, Baltimore, and Chicago. And then the flights that they're not operating due to COVID, it seems, are New Orleans and some of the seasonals to Cleveland, Denver, Tampa, Detroit, Fort Myers, and West Palm Beach. There's the other gate they use. They sometimes use this gate too. On to the C concourse, mainly JetBlue and then some of their partners. Right here's the JetBlue A320. And he's going to be heading out to, I need to grab my JetBlue schedule. JetBlue A320 is going to be heading out to Richmond, Virginia, and arriving from Houston Intercontinental. Right here are the Cape Air gates. They operate, these are Beech 1900s. They operate Cessna 404s, I think. But yeah, some of the routes that they fly are, I'm sending these guys to one out to Augusta, another one in from Nantucket, and then the other one out to Rockland and in from Bar Harbor. They operate a ton of routes, and there's usually a lot more of them here. But yeah, that's Cape Air. And then right here is JetBlue A320 heading out to Port-au-Prince and is in from Jacksonville. Got a JetBlue A321 heading out to Santiago de los Caballeros, or STI. It's in the Caribbean, I think, and is in from Portland, PDX. Empty gates here. And another JetBlue A320 heading out to Bermuda and is in from Savannah, Georgia. Right here's the Aer Lingus A330 heading out to Dublin. It's normally on an A330. They're using A321 Neos right now. So that is an international route that's actually going. But they usually park in the C concourse, either this gate or where the Hawaiian is, because they're already pre-cleared from Ireland, I'm pretty sure. Right here's a A321 Neo heading up to Aruba and is in from Fort Myers. Empty gate here. Other JetBlue A320 here is heading out to Denver and is in from Charleston. And right here, the other JetBlues here, I mean, this is the United Stars and Bars, but it's a special livery, so I'm just saying it's operating for JetBlue, heading out to DCA and is in from JFK. Hawaiian A330, they're not operating the route now, but they would go to Honolulu. I think they go into E concourse, but I ran out of gates there, and yeah, I think they go into E, but they might be in C. I couldn't find an actual gate on them. And then right here is the UN90, it's KLM, but I'm saying it's operating for JetBlue, heading out to Martha's Vineyard, and it's in from Atlanta. Another A320, this one's US Airways. Once again, just saying it's JetBlue, because I was real low on JetBlues. He's heading out to Las Vegas and is in from Santo Domingo. Yeah, and he would have come into one of the international gates and towed over to this gate. Frontier here, A320 Neo. He's heading out to, let me find it here. He's Orlando and is in from Tampa. Right here's the Sun Country 737-800 heading out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. They go Cecil Search to Madison, but I couldn't find that route flying. Air France 777-300ER. They normally use 777s. Right now they're using 787-9s to Paris. Turkish Airlines is using the A330-300 currently to Istanbul. Qatar's A350-900 heading out to Doha. So these are all routes that are operating. These two are different airplanes. Virgin Atlantic 787-9. They're not currently operating to Boston right now, but a lot of the routes I was checking were in the end of October if they weren't operating now, and they will be using the 787-9. Icelandair is operating 757-200s currently to Reykjavik. Right here is the Lufthansa 747-8. I know they used to use these to Boston before pre-COVID, so so I have him in here. Right now they're currently just using the A330-300. Then right here is a KLM 777-300ER. They're using the 777-200 currently, or 200ER. And right here's a British Airways 787-9 heading out to London Heathrow, and this is Amsterdam if I didn't say. They're currently using the A350-1000, but in the end of October when I was checking the internationals just to see which ones would be here, they will be using the 787-9. Then right here's a Japan Airlines 787-8. They are currently using a -9. He's heading out to Tokyo Narita. And then I forgot to figure out where the cargoes are going, so I'll just say Louisville for those UPS guys. But yeah, that's the update. Boston, I hope you liked it. It took a little while to get out here, but yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram at Geminijets_2000. And thank you for watching.